Boy, we got one for the books today. Again, if you have a book and you're keeping notes or keeping track, this is going to be one to maybe fold up on a sticky note and stick in a book somewhere. So how's everybody doing? How's life treating you? How's your choices treating you? I hope it's all going good. I really hope that you're making those wise choices. I really hope that you're using your mind during the time where you would normally be upset, mad, or where you were going to react as opposed to respond. I really hope that you're taking the time to think a little bit. I hope you're taking the time to just think a little bit. And I hope we're able to do that today. I hope we're able to make it through another episode. Episode 11. Episode 11. Ooh, yeah. Episode 11. Episode 11. Couldn't ask for a better day to do it. Couldn't ask for a better start to October. Oh, Jesus. We're almost through it. But still, what a great month so far, huh? Definitely seeing fall peek his fucking head around the corner and kick the doors in. It's been very nice. A lot of people think pumpkin spice and everything nice and candy, and I don't know what I think about during fall. I think fall's is supposed to be a joyous time. I think it's supposed to be super joyous. It's one of the best times to be outside and be active because it's like a little chilly. You get that wind. You get a good gust of wind. It maybe sneaks in your shirt sleeve pocket there and hits you just right, and you're just like, oh. You work up that sweat, you're outside, you're doing things, you're raking maybe. Maybe you're playing cricket. Maybe you're playing some bocce ball outside with the boys. And you just catch that little gust of wind, you sweat a little bit. Even just going for a walk, you sweat, and then you get that fall gust up that sleeve. Oh, that's a great feeling, isn't it? Or up the skirt, however you dress. But that gust of wind that you get in the fall when you've been active, and it just catches you just right, man. It catches you off guard, but at the same time you're like, ooh, thanks, Mother Nature. It's like when somebody blows on your ear. You like that? Yeah, you do. Of course you do. Some of the best times are had during the fall. Some of the worst times happen immediately after the fall. Depends on your perspective, I guess. I know for one, there's going to be a lot of candy bought and sold. Lots and lots and lots of candy and treats and all of these great things that are good for the body and good for children. I read an article recently and it said that sugar and kids go together like blueberries and buttersquash. Kids and sugar go together like suicide and heaven. Just kids and candy, I heard it's a good thing. Kids and candy go together just as well as Jim Henson and the Muppets. Kids and sugar go together just like your ass and some toilet paper. That's what you're supposed to think. Hey, we got these little children running around. We dress them all up and just stuff their fucking faces full of candy. Now, I'm not hating on Halloween. I celebrated it every year. Why wouldn't you? It's free candy. But people, the buying and selling all that candy. Come on. Let's just say it. Thank God they gotta wear masks on Halloween, because COVID. Now let's break Halloween down this year. Man, even if you just think about just for a second you just think about one piece of candy. Just one little fun-sized bar. It had to come from somewhere, right? So it's been touched numerous times before it gets to little Timothy or Michelangelo or the Tooth or the Hulk or Spider-Man. Before it gets to Spider-Man or the Ghost from Scream. It's been touched by so many people, and then COVID. I don't know how else to say it. There's going to be a mass extinction come Halloween. Because not only are these kids eating all that candy, but COVID. I don't know. But shit. It's definitely fun to think about, you know? Anyway, there's been absolutely nothing going on lately because, you know, you gotta enjoy things. You gotta just enjoy them. I haven't been giving it my all the past few days, I guess you could say. I've just been living that slow life, you know? Try to think my way into another positive situation. How could it be done? Who knows? I don't know. I'm just glad you're back and you're listening. Whether it's a day after it came out, the day it came out, or 10 years down the road, because this is nothing to nobody but me. It's just fun to do. And I'm happy that the people that do listen, listen. But at 100 subs, at 100 subscribers, we're doing a pretty nice giveaway. And I'd really like to give something away.
Just give it away.
It feels good to give stuff away. It feels good to help someone in need. Now, it's not always good to help those that are in need. It's not. In some cases, practically most, when you help someone that's truly in need, it goes by the wayside. Now, we don't do things to get credit. We don't do things to make ourselves feel better. We don't do things for money. As humans, we don't do that. Never. Wouldn't even cross our mind. When we help somebody who's in need, how do you think about it? What do you think when you do it? Right before you're about to enact a good deed, what is the thoughts that cross your mind? I'll tell you a few that cross mine sometimes. It's like, I wonder if it's really going to be that big of an impact. It doesn't matter how big or small the deed is, just to be able to know that you were able to help out another human that may or may not have been in need. Some people look like they may need help, but they don't. Some people need help and refuse it. Some people who need help and accept that help and hold on to it and cherish it. What do you think about before that interaction takes place? When you go to help somebody, how do you go about it? Do you go about it for fame? Do you go about it to spread the good news? Because as humans, we know that doing things for money and doing things for pride and doing things for vanity, we would never do that. No way, Jose. Wouldn't even dream of it. Even if you dreamt of it, you wouldn't be able to wake up and remember, because never in the history of all the humans that have ever humidified the planet, I can guarantee you nothing was ever done for money. Or for that attaboy. I guarantee it. Look it up. Do your research. It's never been done. Nobody's ever taken advantage of helping out somebody in need. Never. I've never heard of it. If I'm wrong, please let me know, but I've never heard of it. It's news to me, man. I must live under a rock. So, back to what the fuck's going on here? Where the hell are we? Gracie. Oh, she's doing all right. Where the fuck? Okay. Anyway, here's something to think about. Trying some new openings, so you guys are going to hear a couple. Here's something to think about. Remember last time when we asked the question? Asking the question, we pulled that fucking pot out. We asked, how old is the Earth? Really? Now, I hope you thought about it. I really do. I really do. It's important to me to know that you're thinking. Because the only way to be a true human is to use your mind to think, problem solve, figure things out. So how old is the Earth? Really? I sure pondered it. Thought long and hard. Long and hard. And here are some of the things I thought of. I thought the Earth was 6,000 years old. I was under the impression, just from what I could possibly know, I was under the impression it was around 6,000 years old. But I gotta remember, hey, listen, it's not about what you know, it's about what you can learn. So we ask questions. Why would we be told that the Earth is 6,000 years old? Why would I be told that the Earth is 6,000 years old? I don't know. So I dove into my little brain and thought, let's find that out. So is science perfect? Is science perfect? I doubt it. I doubt it. There are some very well-known truths that we all must live by. That's for sure. If you don't believe in gravity, the idea of it anyway, that if you're heavier than the air, you're going to fall. I propose you do an experiment and go try to walk from your roof to your neighbor's roof with no strings attached. I'll send your flowers to room 208. But to think, with all these laws that we must live by, there must be some way to tell how old the Earth is. So we rely on our best and brightest to do their digging in their core samples or what have you, or layers of fossils on top of fossils. Now listen, science is great. I'm a big fan. But they say the Earth is 47 billion years old or something like that. And if it's not 47 billion, then it's like something way less. But not so much less to make you be like, whoa man, you're off. You're retarded. Which, again, I've gotta agree with you. Now, if the Earth is that super old, we also have to think there's a lot of other things going on. It's not just the Earth sitting here. We're not the only thing in the universe. Although some people think they are. With all the other things going on in the universes, parallel universes, what other levels of the video game, however you choose to look at it. Now with everything else going on, if we're this old, if we're so old that it's like holy shit age, you would think that a lot more shit would have happened. Or we would have found something to actually give us some sort of definitive date from way, way, way back then. They never had a bottle. They couldn't put something in a bottle and just hope it floats. I don't know. Again, if it's so old, how do we figure that out? How do we know what to do? Now I get it. There's certain chemical tests you can do. Of course. This reacts with that and then does this and that. I get it. Makes 100% sense. I'm with it. I'm down. I'm showing love to the science community. But not everything was the same in the past, I don't think. I think things got done a little differently. I think maybe some people did things that affected maybe some of the samples that we're using today. I don't know. I'm just asking questions. What's up with the dinosaurs? You say that these dinosaurs lived this many millions of years ago, right? And they were this old, and they were the most dominant thing on the planet Earth. The most dominant thing. And then one day they were all gone. Seems pretty weird to me. And then, what with the extinctions that would keep occurring, being so old, the odds of bad things not happening on the planet Earth are slim to zero. Very slim. There's a slim chance that absolutely nothing bad would ever happen. So there had to be some bad, which would have to be magnified over those billions of years. So even if a few asteroids were to smack this place, it would wipe out a lot of stuff. Now, this is going to be the worst one, I think, for sure. But here's the question that we need to ask to think about an answer. Does past always dictate the future? When we dig up human remains from a pyramid where they were buried to stay in the ground, when we dig up the remains, human remains from the past, number one, what the fuck's up with that? Really? Let's think about that for a second. We're trying to get the ages of things and figure out what was going on in the past and what happened in the past, and trying to put a date on everything and a time. My guess is they're guessing a lot of the time, but that's just me. So what I'd like to propose is we just ask questions. Just ask them. Sometimes we just have to ask some questions. So if we're digging up human remains, again, let me emphasize this. They're not mummies. They're human remains of people who one time were celebrated in their life and then maybe mourned in death. And they were buried in a tomb, which I thought was supposed to be forever. So why would we dig up a human to find out how old he or she may have been? There's the kind of rabbit trails that can happen here. We're not going to think about that too much, but just get that in your fucking heads. If I were to go to the graveyard and dig up Great Aunt Linda, fuck, what do I get, like 20 years for that? I don't know. I don't plan on digging up no dead bodies anytime soon, because that's retarded. Very retarded. So let's say things aren't like they say they are. I believe in science. The one thing that's really progressing our species. Now, there are some. How do they even know the tests they're doing are right? It may be right because the answers they're getting are right to them, but what if, we're just going to say what if, there was a discrepancy on the age of the Earth? I doubt there is, though. I highly doubt it. What'd you say, Philip? Huh? Say it again. Oh, no. What'd you just say? Alright, so Philip has just informed me that there are people who believe the Earth is 6,000 years old. Huh. And you know what's funny? I used to be one of those people. So I can think about how I just can't. I don't even know how I'm going to get through this. When you spend the better part of 25 years believing that the Earth is 6,000 years old, you start to question the humans that raised you. You start to question the humans that were around you. You start to question large groups of people. I don't know. It's a wake-up call for me, because I thought the Earth was 6,000 years old, but science says the Earth is... There's not even a way to... I mean, if you were to even have like a curve, so you got a pretty big gap there. Seems like it's designed to me. I don't know. That sounds like a design gap, because it's such a big gap that you can't even... when Adam sticks his finger out and God's putting his finger up towards him, Jesus Christ. That's a real small gap, right? But you got to think of it as God being God. That's a big dude up there. So that's not even to scale. So pretty much the gap between God and Adam's finger would be the space of all time. And you're telling me between that gap, it could be between 6,000 and 47 billion years? Whew. Now, I know this is elementary thinking here. If we want to grab the pot, which we like to do, we'll you know what? Here, hold on a minute. Let me go get that pot. Alright, so I'm gonna get into the cabinet. I'm gonna grab that pot. I'm opening up the cupboard. I'm grabbing the pot. Here's the water. Here's the water that we're gonna put in the pot. How old is the Earth? Really? I'm glad you sat through this and thought with me today. And I really am. This is thought-provoking shit. It's very thought-provoking. Now, this is coming from my stance. So when I say I or we, I'm basically talking about the other majorities as well. If there's a difference, let me know. But I'm just thinking of it on two perspectives here. You got science, and then you have... There's really only one other option, and it's a religion. And they tell you it's 6,000 years old. And even if we give them a few thousand years, we'll give them 10 more thousand. Even if they say that the Earth is 16,000 years old, that's still a massive gap. So how old is the Earth? Really? Here's something to think about on the TrapHouse podcast for the next episode. Why do we as humans... Again, let me say it. Why do we as humans allow other humans to govern us, humans? Let me just say it one more time for you. I'm asking the question. I'm throwing the idea out to get the machine upstairs turning some gears, cranking some knobs. As long as that brain's pumping, as long as that brain is fucking doing its thing, this is what I'm here to do. So here's something to think about. Why do we as humans allow other humans to govern us, humans? Something to think about, I guess, for the next episode. Again, welcome back, everybody, to the Trap House Podcast. Jesus Christ, episode 11. I'm coming with the fists of fury. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. There's so much to say. There's so much to do in this life that it almost seems like you're always grasping at something. And it really gets you, it really irks me. It does. From the inside, it burns. It like there's a fire in there that says, hey man, you gotta go out there and fucking change the world. It burns inside of me. I'm in such a fiery, passionate outrage that I just need to go out and do everything I can to make sure that this world doesn't reset, to make sure that this world doesn't overpopulate, to make sure that this world doesn't fall by the wayside, to make sure that this world doesn't end up like the moon. That fire inside me, I'm ready to go do it. How about you? Shut up, Phil. It's really a coinky dink thing. Could you imagine there being nothing? Imagine it for just a second. I knew a guy once who knew how to tap dance, and I mean, he was pretty damn good at it. How far are you willing to go? Are you willing to show up? Are you willing to show up after you show up? Or are you just the human that shows up? The human that just shows up, that's what they do. They just show up. I mean, good luck. The human that shows up and then shows up, now that's the human that puts no thought into that neighborly handout, to that giving that homeless man a hoodie or something. That's the difference. That's kind of the difference, I guess. I don't know. I'm not here for... If you're here for answers or for ways out, there isn't one. You're stuck. This is where you're at, and this is where you are now. Time is a tricky bitch. You don't know where she comes from. You don't know where she goes. She's here. Can't touch her. And then she's gone. Be free and be you. I know I say that a lot, but it's kind of like a great message. It's kind of like something that could be heard every day. Like a mantra. Just fucking be you, man. Just fucking be you, trans on the corner. Just fucking be you, Eddie Murphy. Just fucking be you, Tom Hanks. Just fucking be you, Aunt Rhonda. And your 4 cunny kids. Just fucking be you, Uncle Jack. Just fucking be you. You? You'll get sick of me saying it. I really don't give a fuck. This ain't for anybody. This isn't for everybody. It's technically for me. I'm just glad you guys are along for the ride. Thanks for showing up. Who else has been watching sports? Oh yeah, Phil, what are you watching? Women's lacrosse. You're gonna start telling me stats and shit, aren't you? Get that shit out of here, bro. I don't want to hear it. Nah. That's just humans watching other humans do astronomically great human things. It's wonderful. No doubt. I'm not spending $175 on a jersey. Fuck out of here, man. You probably buy the fucking lacrosse thing, the stick, don't you? That's neat. I'll play it with you, but we're not competing like, they do. It's dumb. Competition's fun, yeah, but to get paid millions of dollars to do it, that's fucking silly. It's just a sport. You play. Everybody can enjoy the sports. 'Cause sports are the shit. Sports! 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 Can't get enough of sports! 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 Gets me so amped sometimes, I don't know what to do with myself. Don't ever tell me about lacrosse ever again. Love you, Phil. So I heard this is all the rage. I can't believe I'm talking about this. I can't believe I'm saying it because it's something I really felt deep down inside has been a great problem in this country, in the world that we're living in. This gotta have it now. We gotta have it now. And it's gotta be the best. The best. Number one. Not sure why that's a thing. Not even sure why we have to think about things like this, but I thought about it for you. Listen, I'm not sure, but I'm sure actually that a lot of you have recently, probably, more than likely, actually, you know what? Absolutely. You know, I'm sure most of you have already or recently, you know what? Probably, yeah, you know what? I'm going to say it. 100% of you have bought a new phone recently. Now, you just bought that phone, you like that phone, you're figuring it out. Funny thing is, they never come with instructions anymore, right? Like, hey, what does this do? What the fuck does this do? You remember when video games used to come out, or when the new toaster oven, the new hot box, the new refrigerator, whenever these new appliances or gadgets or gizmos or things that used to come out, they used to come with these things called instructions. Anyway, you probably just recently bought a phone and didn't come with instruction, but you bought this new phone because it had all the latest features. It had all the glitz and glam of new. I too just recently picked up a phone, you know? And it's already out of date. I just think it's fucking retarded what they're doing, and I understand why they're doing it. They're not doing it for the money, that's for sure. Not at all. Companies will not sell us a product that they know will be out of date 8 months after they sell it to us. No way would they ever fucking do. Nope. No way. Get that shit out of here. They wouldn't do it. The humans I know wouldn't do it. Maybe some humans are a little different. But that would make us not all the same, and that's... seems like a puzzle. Trying to break that down, but... you just have to... What's the deal with new phones every 8 months? What's the deal? Because they don't do it for the money. They don't do it because they are making the world a better place. So we just think, why do they do it? Because of the new features, obviously. They do it so you can have the new... so you and I can have the new... so you and Aunt Rhonda can have the new features. So you and stylish Hollywood man over there could have the new features. What are these new features, man? I'm asking myself, what are the new features? They say, hey, that new phone's coming out, that Google Pixel 6, that Motorola Razr with no O. Holy shit, Motorola, you're changing the game, son. That Apple iPhone 13. What about that Galaxy Z Flip 3? What about it? What about them new fucking features, bro? Listen, if you just think about it for 10 seconds, fuck them features, man. It's the same features that we got here. You're just putting more of the same product on the market for no reason. Wait, we wouldn't need so much goddamn bandwidth if we just chilled the fuck out. We wouldn't need so much motherfucking bandwidth, or gigafactories, or tech things, or boxes to store our data in if we didn't keep on getting them. Weird thought to throw into your head. With all these walking tracking devices, and then all the ones that get thrown away, and all the GPS, don't you think it's pretty easy to just be able to know exactly where you are 100% of the time? That doesn't bother you. I don't know what doesn't. I wouldn't know. I'm not you. I just pour the water into the pot and boil it down. I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say to affect my opinion, because these are all facts in my opinion. I should make a disclaimer about that, because these, folks, these facts I'm telling you, are all, in my opinion. And that's what's best about it. So let's talk about these new features. You got your camera. You're able to text, make phone calls. Those are the old features. Let me tell you about the new ones. There's more cameras. You can text and make calls. Those are the new features. It's hot right now. Those features have been hot for some time. I mean, shit, we're bringing back Razor phones. We're bringing back the flip. Nah, we're suckered. We're getting sucked in. How's it feel to get sucked off? Does it feel good? How's it feel to get sucked off and you pay $900 for your new features? Had to be the best suck off you've ever had. And you paid $900 for it, or $1,400, or $900, or whatever hundreds of dollar more numbers they added on to the last new features. Man, I'm just saying, just stop buying new fucking phones. And these are facts, in my opinion.